The men's final coming up. It is Power against Rowland from New York. We're ready now for the 1996 men's final, the Bolle Tournament of Champions from New York City. Jonathon Power of Canada against Craig Rowland from Australia. Rowland, the surprise winner over the #1 seed Jonathon, which means Jonathon Power. Hey, he's playing Rowland now and not the #1 Jonathon.
Well, really, I'm just going to go out and it doesn't change it much at all because I'm just going to go out and play my game, impose my game on all the other players like I've done so far this tournament, and just really take it to them, play a lot of shots, and just beat them at my game, and just like I was going to do against Jonathon.
I just basically want to be patient like I've been the last few nights. You know, I don't want to get in there and get carried away with the situation. I just want to keep the ball nice and tight up and down the walls and basically just play my game and you know, just try and basically outthink Jonathon more than anything.
So it's Jonathon Power of Canada, the 22-year-old rising star, against Craig Rowland of Australia. Dean Brown alongside, and it is the headband, the red shorts, white shirt for the Canadian Power, and Rowland in the white and blue. And they talk about each other's games as we pick it up in game 1 with Power leading 7-4. What kind of game does Power play?
Jonathon Power is, without question, one of the best shot makers in the world. He's got an incredible amount of racket skills, and I mean, not only a favorite with the fans, but with the players as well. Everyone loves watching this guy play, and you see it right there with a brilliant head fake on that forehand drop shot.
Craig Rowland from Queensland, Australia, didn't know whether it was coming or going.
He didn't know where that ball was going, Vic.
Now, as for Rowland's game, it's what?
Craig Rowland he's not going to beat himself. You have to beat him. He's not going to make errors. He's going to keep the ball very tight. He moves well. And there we see a stroke for Power. He's going to be in this match till the end. He's a fighter, and we're in for a great match here. Let's get ready.
As we say, this is the first time at the Tournament of Champions that 2 unseeded players have reached the final. Power's current world ranking is 16. Rowland ranked #9.
That's right, and that just shows the depth of the men's game now. Both these guys beating the top players in the world at this event. Jonathon taking Jonathon to 5 in Pakistan last year. Rowland almost upsetting Isles at the British Open. These are 2 top competitors in the game.
Cross court. This time, Rowland manages to get to the front.
He does, and we see a let there. Everyone talks about Jonathon's incredible racket ability, but what is not talked about much is his speed. He's on that ball so fast, and that enables him to do so much with the racket. There's a bad error there by Craig.
10-4.
You see Craig putting that ball in the tin on a pretty easy shot from Jonathon. Just lost his concentration there a bit, probably.
The court is how wide?
21 feet with a 17-inch tin, and that's 2 inches lower than the club players used to promote this attacking game of squash.
Little more room to operate. And isn't it ironic, you said that Rowland isn't somebody that beats himself, but it's the last 2 points have come off errors.
That's right. Well, Jonathon's putting so much pressure on him here in this first game and really taking it to Craig. He's come out ready to take his first major title, and we'll see if he can do that or not against this fiery Craig Rowland from Australia.
Jonathon Power's been on a roll. He beat the #3 seed Brett Martin a few weeks ago at the U.S. Open in Minneapolis.
He's showing the world that he means business. There's a let called there. A small protest from Rowland, but pretty obvious it was a let point stroke call. Craig just couldn't get out of the way of the ball there.
Playing to 15. Power leading here in game 1.
Oh, you see Jonathon held his shot there. Craig went, committed himself to the front wall and got himself in the way of the ball. That's Jonathon's point. 13-4 here. very uncharacteristic of Craig. He's making a lot of errors on that backhand side. Maybe a little nervous about his first major final.
22-year-old Jonathon Power of Toronto serving for game 1.
Stroke the power, gain the power, 15.
And a stroke and the game to Jonathon Power, and easily, as Craig Rowland makes many mistakes, and it costs him. Jonathon Power wins the opening game here at the Bolle Tournament of Champions. Welcome back to New York City. The 96 Bolle Tournament of Champions, Jonathon Power of Canada, winning the opening game 15-4. But here in the second, Dean Brown, it's now 10-7 as Craig Rowland of Australia has turned it around.
That's right, Craig. The difference between this game and the last game is errors. Craig's not making the errors he did in the first game. Seems a little more relaxed out here, and we see he's up 11-7 in this second game. Craig seems very content to just stay back now and let Jonathon dictate and wait for the opening.
Off the back wall.
As he did right there.
Accentuated let.
11-7.
Craig just slapped this ball into the neck, but was in the way there of Jonathon's stroke.
Almost looked like a judo move from Jonathon Power.
It did. Who knows? You can see just the difference in this game. Craig's really relaxed, moving a lot better. And Jonathon now is the one making errors.
12-7.
And that might just be the mental toughness of somebody like Rowland, who has more experience at this level than Power might.
That's right. Craig's a little bit older, 25 years of age. He's been around the circuit for quite some time. He's played a lot of squash, and his experience is showing here.
Stroke Rowland.
There's a let point called. Jonathon not very happy at that, but in fairness, I think the ball did come back down the middle, and Jonathon was unable to get out of the way. Very tight drop shot there from Craig. And another. He's really just trying to move Jonathon around the court. There's a great shot.
Jonathon Power had Rowland pinned here.
Left side.
Waited for his opening, a little counter drop shot to take the rally.
Sold out here at the Heights Casino in Brooklyn, New York for this 96 Bolle Tournament of Champions.
They love their squash here, Vic, and really, they've really loved this Jonathon Power of Canada. He's put on quite a show this week, beating 4 of the top 10 players in the world.
8-14 Power.
And now it's Rowland with a chance to win the game and even it at 1 game apiece.
14-8 here, Rowland up. Playing a little more aggressive. Jonathon almost found the nick there. And you see that.
It was the long way around for Craig Rowland.
What a shot. Fake the cross court and then just change the racket there for the straight drop winner.
Jonathon Power's father, John, who made the trip in from Toronto to watch his son here in the final of this 96 Bolle Tournament of Champions.
He's got to be very excited about the progress of his son, Jonathon. I actually took a bus here from Toronto.
Jonathon Power trying to keep himself alive here in game 2.
There's a tight length in the back. Craig's playing very patient this game, a lot different than he did the first. He's content to just wait and see what happens in these rallies.
And you may be right, nerves having possibly played a part in that opening game loss. Settled down now. Rowland from Queensland, Australia. Oh, great get there by
length.
Power. Oh, wonderful.
And we have a let after all that.
Stroke for Rowland, gain for Rowland, 15.
Oh, change now. They've overruled it. It's a stroke, and the game to Craig Rowland. 59. We're even at 1 game apiece in New York City. The Bolle Tournament of Champions continues from New York City, and it's all tied 1 game apiece. Jonathon Power, Craig Rowland in the men's final. As we return to our men's final of the Bolle Tournament of Champions, tied 1 game apiece with Jonathon Power of Canada, now leading in Game 3.
And this is a very important game, this third game. Both players 1 game each. Be tough to come back.
Oh, what a great ball down the wall, and an equally great get by Rowland.
Oh, what a shot there by Jonathon.
And he likes it. You can see it. It's the kind of thing that he's fired up about.
Little smile there on his face. He just hammered that ball right into the nick. No chance for Craig Rowland.
This Tournament of Champions in New York, one of 75 events on the Professional Squash Association Tour, played in some 30 countries worldwide with $1.7 million in total prize money. Today's winner of this final will take home about $7,500.
And I would think that would be the largest paycheck for either of these two players, both young, both in their first major final.
And a very, very small field, an elite field of just 16, 7 of the top 10 players in the world, but none of the top players are in this final.
What a great shot there by Jonathon. The racket's just like a wand in his hand. It's just an extension of his arm. Little drop shot there, cuts off the cross court, down the wall for the winner.
And again, he had Rowland trapped on the right and played it down the left.
He certainly did. And then Rowland replies with a brilliant cross-court nick off the backhand. What a great shot that was. What a great game this is.
1 game apiece, 10-13. Power leading, Rowland serving.
Jonathon almost found the nick there on the return of serve. We've got a let. Jonathon's appealing that ball. I think Craig got it. Very close. Jonathon just waiting for that moment to attack. And this could be it right here.
Took something off that one.
Oh, Craig appealing on Jonathon's little trickle boast there at the front. They've called it up, but it looks like it's been overruled, Vic.
10-13.
The officials, Wes Barlow and Graham Waters, are both from Canada.
I believe Graham Waters overruled that ball, said it could have been down, and they played a let there. Both referees with different opinions, I guess. Great get there by Jonathon.
And then to the back corner.
Oh.
And then off the seat of his pants. Look at this.
Look at this rally, the rally of the
To
match.
the back. Still in play.
This is great squash, and it looks like we've got a
Oh,
let
the
call.
stroke is awarded.
Great get there by Rowland. You see Jonathon coming to the front. Bit of a clinger on the wall. Can't get out of the way of his own shot there, and we've got a let point awarded to Jonathon. And I guess so, after that rally, a few bodies were dropped on the court. Rowland and Jonathon both sprawling everywhere. We need some sweat removed.
Jonathon Power serving for Game 3 in a 2-1 lead.
Oh, he went for the winner there, Vic. Caught the top of the tin. We'll see how Craig plays this. He can't make an error here. He's got to see what Jonathon's going to do.
Game 3 goes to Jonathon Power. He has a 2-1 lead as it seesaws back and forth here at the Bolle Tournament of Champions. A beautiful fall afternoon in New York City as the 96 Bolle Tournament of Champions continues from the Heights Casino in New York City. And that man, Jonathon Power of Canada, with a 2-1 lead over Craig Rowland of Australia, playing in Game 4. And it's Rowland leading 3-1. And welcome back, everyone. Vic Rudder, along with touring pro and teaching pro Dean Brown from the Adelaide Club in Toronto, Ontario. And this game, this match, as we've seen now, going back and forth. And this, the critical match. I mean, these players know they have a chance to win one of the elite tournaments of the year. And if you're Jonathon Power, Do you put the pressure on to win it here, or do you play conservatively and wait for Rowland to maybe make mistakes?
Vic, I don't think Jonathon Power knows how to play conservatively. He's got such a talent with the racket. He's going to be going for his shots and trying to close this match out in 4 games. Rowland, on the other hand, he's just got to hang in there and hope for the best. He's playing good squash and starting to get his act together here in this beginning of this 4th game.
Wonderful play right at the front wall. And again, good get here by Rowland.
Great wrist flick there by Jonathon. He's got Craig everywhere. Great recovery. And Craig gets out of it with a brilliant shot down the wall.
It just didn't come up for Power. Now we pick it up. Rowland with the chance to win it and even it at 2 games all, leading 14-12.
He's played a great game this 4th game, pretty error-free. Jonathon's looking for these winners, and Craig's content to just keep the ball tight and make him look for some shots that might not be there. Little volley boast there by Jonathon.
Oh, Power cuts it off, but Rowland able to get there.
Rowland's moving very well here. In this end of the 4th game, these guys have been out here a long time, and Craig's movement seems to be getting better as this match goes on. But a great reply there by Jonathon. Little half volley drop right into the nick. Tremendous talent.
Rowland still with the opportunity to win game 2, but it's Power who's trying to come back. Best thing they ever did was change to the American scoring in international squash and score on every rally.
Well, there's definitely, the matches aren't quite as long as they had been in the past on average, but having said that, Jonathon Power and Gary Wade, another Canadian, had almost a 3-hour match on the tour last year.
What are we seeing here? A little self-destruction by Mr. Rowland as we go to 14-all.
14-all, set 3.
I believe
Set 3 he's chosen.
Craig's chosen 3. He doesn't want to choose 1 against Jonathon. That's 1 ball into the nick. Wasn't ready there for the serve.
14-all.
Now tell me about the selection, 1 or 3. I mean, I've rarely seen people choose 1.
Well, I think at 1 point there's a lot of pressure on you to win that point, and the 3-point tiebreaker gives Craig a bit of an opportunity to work his way back into this game and hopefully steal it away from Jonathon again. There's a great lob.
Power has stolen his way back into it now.
What a drop shot by Jonathon.
And he takes the lead, 15-14.
He can see it now, Vic, his first major championship. But in his ways, Craig Rowland, he's like a dog on a bone. He's not going to give up that easily.
But now the mental aspect comes into it. How many times have you seen players give leads away and then mentally give up? It's not the physical aspect of the game, it's the mental aspect that lets them down.
And that's exactly what's happening right now. Both these players trying to mentally stay in this last game, fight for every ball.
The overhead comes right back to Rowland. Cross, nearly crosses up Rowland.
Little tin by Jonathon there. He had an opening and just caught the top of the tin.
And we're even now at 15-all here in Game 4 with Jonathon Power of Toronto leading 2-1.
And Rowland's got to be thinking now, he's beaten the world #1 Johnshire, so his confidence has got to be there. And it's wins like that that might help him through this match. Jonathon with a dive. Oh, it's down. Great effort there by Power. Sprawling across the court.
And he leaves a little puddle on the court here at the Heights Casino.
And what a time for a break, Vic. 16-15 in the 4th game. There you see Jonathon trying to stay focused here. He's 2 points away from a major championship.
Serving for the game to tie it at 2-all, Craig Rowland of Australia.
Rowland trying to keep Jonathon back. And that's the reason why. That one opening and Jonathon hammers the ball away.
And you know, when you say he's back, he's not that far behind the tee line. I mean, he is not at the back of the court. He's really middle court.
He is, you're right. And that's what Craig needs to do. It needs to press Jonathon into those back corners.
Oh, what a
There's a great shot.
wonderful shot.
And a 10. Jonathon can't believe it. He had his opening, but into the 10, and Rowland squeaks away.
Oh, boy, I tell you what, that 17 inches could have been 17 feet right for Jonathon Power. We're even. We're going to a fifth and decider here in New York City. The final of this 96 Bolle Tournament of Champions from the Heights Casino in New York City has come down to a fifth and deciding game in front of an appreciative, sold-out crowd here at the Heights Casino. And it is Jonathon Power dominating Game 5.
Boy, we couldn't ask for a better final. This is great, great squash. And if there's one question mark in Jonathon's game, it's his fitness, and he seems to be holding out quite nicely here in this fifth game.
Do you think that's what it's come down to? I mean, I would think that mentally, Craig Rowland has to be high because it was a mistake that allowed him to get to this point, having picked up the win in Game 4, so mentally he has to be excited, so physically he may be tired.
Well, for sure, this has taken a lot out of Craig. He's done a lot of running in this match. But there's an error from Jonathon, and we're at 9-12 here in this fifth and deciding game. This is where the nerves start coming in. Jonathon probably sees that championship.
And remember that mistake he made to give the point away to Rowland to end Game 4 was a chance for Power to win it there
There's
as well.
a jumping volley there, showing great athleticism. The crowd here deadly silent, everybody waiting to see what will happen.
Right down the wall as Power bulls his way through.
Great get there, scrape that off the wall.
Again, climbs the ladder.
He's not letting anything get to the back of the court. He's trying to put as much pressure on Craig as possible. There's a close ball that could have been down. We'll see what the referee has to say. It's been called up.
So 13-9, Power leading Rowland here in Game 5, the decider.
2 points away here from his first major championship. There's a great lob by Rowland, getting himself out of trouble. Craig staying very composed here. Looks like it's 2-all in the first game.
Snaps that one to the backcourt, and let's call.
Jonathon may be looking for a stroke there, but he's not going to get it. 13-9. Craig looking for a nick there off the forehand. Great squash here for the crowd.
Nothing very subtle about Rowland's game right now. It seems to be a power game.
I think he's just trying to move this ball around the court and not give Jonathon any opportunity to put that ball away. Craig getting a lot of balls back.
Getting drawn into that left corner.
Oh, almost found the nick. Oh, that popped right out of the nick.
Little drop.
What a rally there.
Great return by Rowland.
That's got to be a stroke.
Oh, and the stroke is awarded against Rowland, and it's now match point for Jonathon Power.
That's a tough call, but I think the right call. The ball came right back down the middle. Jonathon was right there for it, and Craig just couldn't get out of the way fast enough. Both players must be exhausted now here in this fifth and deciding game.
For the match, Canada's John Power against Australia's Craig Rowland.
And we've got another let. Drop, there's the cutoff. That could be it, Vic.
It is! Jonathon Power is the winner of the 1996 Bolle Tournament of Champions.
He's done it, and what a great tournament, not only for Jonathon, but for Craig Rowland, beating Jonathon in the semifinals. And what a match here today.
And for the first time ever, a North American player has taken a major international championship. A very proud father, John, alongside, well worth the trip by bus to New York City as he sees his son win the 1996 Bolle Tournament of Champions.
Geez, I'm overjoyed. I can't explain my feelings right now. Craig and I had a great battle today, definitely my toughest match of the week. Craig wanted to win with all his heart, just as I, and we both went for it. And I got lucky, to be honest. I played good and I got lucky.
The presentation's now here at the Heights Casino in New York City. Our champion, Jonathon the Power.
Fourth game took its toll on Craig and his legs, and I knew whether I missed a shot, forget about it, go for it in the fifth. I knew I had the edge on the fitness side in the fifth game. Okay. Craig and I had a great battle today, definitely my toughest match of the week. Craig wanted to win with all his heart, just as I, and we both went for it, and I got lucky, to be honest. I played good and I got lucky. Exactly. Well, it's coming up to the three big tournaments, the German Masters, the World Open, and the Mahindra tournament in India. And, this is giving me great confidence. And who knows, I got the Worlds coming up, and I'm going for it, just as I did here.
Thanks a lot.